So, very important issue to talk about here. There is a child, and I'm dealing with the last few weeks. I've been talking to a few people and talking to politicians, talking to the school, and different things, trying to work out stuff and trying to work out a solution. I'm happy to say we found a small solution, a small compromise, which is only for a month, but I explain in detail now. For example, I'll not give too much detail because again, this child is, you go to just start in secondary school, so I won't say too much at the moment. About the name of the child who went there, obviously can't give that away. But the mother did say to me to talk about it. Just to raise awareness, I suppose, about it, and to just kind of just say to the, maybe comfort of the people that are going through this situation at the moment. So their child suffers with extreme, how would you call it, anxiety, the same as probably myself too, the same as myself, about going back and actually going into secondary school. Well, let me just clarify this. So basically, he's suffering anxiety because he's obviously moving school. He doesn't know anybody going to the secondary school, a bit like myself too. He knows he knows his few relations in the school, further distant relations, in the new secondary school he's going to, because he's moving from primary to secondary. And obviously he suffers with anxiety too, with the whole a whole lot of COVID and everything that, and all the masks and everything that, because he doesn't have to wear a mask in national school, and he finds it very hard, and thinking that he's going to wear a mask the whole day, and he's worried about fainting and etc etc etc. And obviously the mother and along with his father, along with the majority of his extended family, and it is the opinion of me too that he should be given the option by the state and by the CMHEB, the Capital Education Board, to basically, again, it has been agreed for a month that he can stay at home, and the teachers will send him work home. But again, it's not, the teachers are just doing it under their own goodwill, which I have to say it's very, very happy of them to do it, so thank you to them. But again, I went through the same situation. I didn't go to school. Just to give you a bit of detail, from the beginning of the school year, which is September, when I was in my last year leaving sort, I didn't go from September to December. And then basically TUSLA annoyed me and forced me back, really. And then the schools closed. I only went back for 2 weeks in December, and the schools closed down. I was very delighted with that. And then March, we went back in March. It was only 2 months there, and I was out the door. So, got my way anyway. TUSLA didn't really do much because it was only there 2 weeks and the whole school closed. But yeah, TUSLA had a great time with dealing with me, but I got the better of them for the half of it anyway. But yeah, because I just refused to go, and that's as simple as that. That's just putting it straight. I refused to go. I just utterly refused, point blank, because it's a free country, as I keep saying, it's a free country. But yeah, that's just my thing. Anyway, but I'm more rebellious, to be totally honest with you. Especially when it comes to TUSLA, I like rebelling against them sometimes. When they annoy me, I like just rebelling and annoying them back. But anyway, country. But yeah, just to explain, there should be a way, because there wasn't a way, and I do have to give credit to my teachers, all my teachers during them times, because again, every time I didn't go to school, because now see you get credits for going to school, and for doing different projects. For example, leaving, so like take for example, an art project or whatever, you get points for that. You get points for going into school, etc., etc., and it's based on point score, credits in other words too. And obviously it was affecting me not going to school. It was affecting my credits because it was just skyrocketing down. But obviously I got credits for doing it at home. And obviously the teachers didn't have to do it again. It was the teachers' free will. The teachers who done it at the free will in their own time to give me the work. Which I am very grateful for, because again they took it out of their own time. I didn't ask them again. I didn't expect them to do it. But they done it anyway. They done it, which is good. I'm very pleased with them. I'm very thankful for them, and because again I did get a few points out of it. It won't know until the leaving cert comes out. But again, I am very thankful for it. But again, there is no really program, and I was trying to find out from the department. I wanted to get speaking to herself. The one that's just an absolute fucker, Norma Foley. But apparently she wasn't there that day. Apparently she was in some fucking cave somewhere hiding in Kerry. Because she's nowhere to be found at the moment. Nobody can find her. Because you all know everybody's fucking looking for her at the moment, because what to give a fuck to her about everything. Which is where they're solved. But again, there's no program. As I even asked at the time, I asked my local TD, Brendan Smith. He said there was no program. There was no program. There was only one program, and that was for people that were extreme high risk contacts, and basically who had underlying illnesses. they could stay at home and they could get work from the teachers. But again, you have to go through a huge process. It was a huge process, and they only accepted so many per school and whatever. But again, there should be a program. Again, I would want to get in touch with Norma Foley again. I considered writing. I did say to the mother when the time does come up before a month's up. I will write to Minister Foley. Not likely fuck all is going to happen, but I don't think she passes much mark what I say now. But again, I would have probably spoke to her when she was in Cavan. Nobody told me about it. I would have spoke to her about this, in particular, about this. But again, it's very hard to get through. It's very hard to get through to this woman above anybody else. It's very hard to get through to her. Like, you couldn't get through to her with a brick. No, you couldn't. I'd rather talk to the wall, to be totally honest with you. Like, again, I have to go to her. Imagine that everybody but her I have to go and talk to her. If she even talks to me, she probably would condone my letter, like she always does to everybody. She just ignores everything. But again, children shouldn't have to go to school, because again, we're blessed with technology. I have a tablet here, I have a computer here. We're blessed. We really are blessed. And I could do my team calls and everything like that when the schools were closed from January to March. We could do that. It was feasible. Back in my national school, it was basically backwards. In other words, especially myself, I didn't know why even the internet existed, to be totally honest with you. It was that backwards. But again, it should be some kind of program for people that suffer, who are anxious and different things. We can try and get that on the go, especially now with everything. Especially if you listening to OT, you just be annoyed. You just literally be annoyed. Your body would just be mush at this stage listening to OT. But again, I say to young children and children going back to school, not to fear, not to worry. If you are going back, not to worry. Do your best. Work with what you can. Do what you can. And that's all I say even to parents. If to be careful with your child. Make sure. I don't know. I actually forget what I'm saying. But again, I would say to you, if you're worried about your child going back, I would say not to send them back. To be totally honest with you. Again, I would speak to your school, or even if you want to get in touch with me, I speak to your school. I have no problem doing that with the CMETB. If you're in Cavan, I speak to the CMETB or whatever education boards over the schools in your area. Or even if I can speak to the department, I go to the department about it. That's no bother. I won't, like this woman. I would probably refuse to talk to this woman. Norma Foley. I don't know. I hate it. I dread it if I have to go and talk to her about it. If it comes to it, I will talk to her about it. But not likely she talk to me. But I suppose that's the one consolation here, that she just doesn't like me. Maybe she's doing this just because she knew I wasn't going to school, so she's just going to piss everybody off. Like, again, she pisses everybody off. She doesn't have to do anything. She's just there pissing people off anyway.